Hey everyone, Chomsky here. Just want to kind of go through the whole breakdown of um, somebody who came in on my account. Um, Geez, where are you? I don't even know your name off the top of my head. I had 20 voids, and I was really fortunate. There we go. Kelzag, Keyhulk. Um, so I was camping this weekend, so this is my first opportunity, legitimately, to to actually go through them. I did rank them up all the way because there was that champ training, and I booked them, and I'm feeling rather silly about it just because these are some solid CVC points, but I'll make up for them elsewhere. But anyways, Keyhulk. In all reality, it's gonna be Chimera for this dude or wave-based content, but really it's gonna be Chimera. Uh, Dude reads phenomenal. He's attacking one enemy, transfers all debuffs from this champion, can't be resisted by bosses. Tosses a true fear. Fantastic. Okay. Decreased defense. He's attacking twice. Decreased defense and weaken. Can't be resisted by bosses. Additionally, decrease accuracy and decrease resistance. Can't be resisted. 3-turn cooldown. Fantastic. So immediately I'm thinking no accuracy needed, right? Because if I'm just bringing him in Chimera, that's it. Places a counterattack and an unkillable buff on all allies for 2 turns. Places a taunt. If a boss is present, these buffs are protected. So I don't necessarily see him as a protection. I'm thinking right now as just feral, just because we're putting out 4 debuffs, potentially 5. I think it's rather cool. So I'm thinking Nature's Wrath because I had a 1-star available for him, and that just makes sense. I want him to be more of a DPS type of dude, and I'm taking him through Minnow currently. So I'm thinking about support tree. Offense just to get a little bit more ignoring defense when he does counterattack, and just to get a little bit more damage out of him because that's defense and defense. And then just the max HP, which I don't imagine that affects, but just when he does hit on defense, it just makes sense. So there could be a little bit more damage out of there. I, Deterrence kind of makes sense just to get another attack, but I kind of like Oppressor, just so this way he gets more turn meter. And we're gonna definitely have opportunity for that. So I don't know. I'm still kind of wish-washy on this, but let's build them out. Again, I'm thinking feral. Uh, I don't know. Let's take care of this because this is annoying. So, da, 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 da. And then what we can do, feral. So the reason why I want feral is not necessarily the accuracy, but the speed, and then just dealing more damage per debuff placed by the wearer, and he's going to be doing that. So feral, I mean, I don't have good savage defense, so it's kind of a hit or miss, But this is basically what I'm wanting, and I could take Baylor stuff since he's really just collecting dust right now for me. Um, yeah, so I want HP out there. Um, Again, I just want to make like he's defense based, so I want to make him as tanky as I can get. You know, um, I don't need accuracy, and a lot of this does have accuracy in there. Like a flat defense isn't ideal, but I do want that speed, and that's fine. So let's take away the substats because primary I want speed, so speed boots for sure. And Tricia, I mean, to get defense percentage out there, that's pretty sweet. A pretty big crit damage, but I don't have a lot of crit rate, so I do want to be mindful of that. like a quad here and on speed, just attack. Eek. Uh, there's some champs I don't want to take anything off of, and I'm in between. Do I want to? Like I'm already taking stuff off Baylor, so that's fine. And then let's see if there is a helmet with that, and that's off. I don't want to take anything off of you, or do I? Here, let's do OG. Let's remember Keyhulk really quick. Okay. So let's go back to Keyhulk because I could definitely do that helmet because it's not really doing anything on the other. Although that one is not that bad. It's not doing anything on that additional one. It's attack. Don't like that. I'm hitting at 51%. I really need crit rate out of these Jamokes here. So let's go back and let's have some speed. Let's triple and maybe one. What do we get here? We get defense with speed. Okay. Let's go double and crit rate. We have Kieran, who I'm not really using. Same thing with you, Corvus. Not really using. Again, more resistance doesn't matter for him because the stuff I have is not going to be pulled away. So let's see if there's a better stuff. I do like. Here we go. I'm already taking a shield off Odin, so why not? So 82. I need 18 more. It just sucks taking things off of Odin when I use him in my 3v3, and that's really all that I use him in. So it's kind of like, this one I wanted to mess around with. It's good. It's just a flat, it's a flat stat, so I don't like that. But maybe I get lucky here. I get triple crit rate. So how important is crit rate to me versus speed? I'm always going to go with speed. So even if he's not crit capped, I'm going to live with that for a bit. So stock I've been using a little bit more. He's defense based, so I kind of want to lean into that as much as I can for obvious reasons. I may have to take this off, and that sucks to get the 9 piece. Because I don't have any other amulet. And since I already bungled that one, let's get some HP. What do we get here? We get flat defense, which could have been a lot worse, right? So 43, 4,400, 322. Let's save this as OG. Taking off Fabian sucks. Taking off Odin kind of sucks. Baylor, that's kind of fine. I'd have to redo my Faction Wars team. Corvus, that's fine too. 82%, 245. That defense is low, as well as that HP. But I'm still going to use that to get 9-piece Feral on him, and then for a relic, this one would make sense just for the increase of defense. The Gildan Dragonstone. He's not doing any turn meter increase or heals, so that doesn't matter. He's not putting up provoke. I don't want him under that. He's not killing anybody in any of the bosses. So the coronet could work, but I that these stats don't count essentially for him. Attack doesn't matter, and my stuff's not going to matter with accuracy because I just want it against bosses. So that's it's I get it. It could be useful, but I don't really see that. No ally protect. Resistance, meh. Attack doesn't matter. Again, I'm not building him for attack. There's no poison. That's okay. Like more PVE content against waves. This makes sense, but nah. It doesn't make sense because again, I'm building them just for a chimera, like basically a chimera team. Like this could be good, but I don't want to say HP less than 15%, so that's fine. Attack and HP. This could be. So right now in Chimera, I have Lydia as my ram target. So this way, when she dies, I have Senna picking her up and then attacking, and then I have Lydia providing that fear on the A1. So I don't know how I necessarily want to do this because dude dude bro is going to have a lot of crit damage here, and when I look at Lydia, she has the least. So this way she's the target at 97 at basically 147. So I'm going to have to mess around with this, um, and I may make Keyhulk the weakest. So this way I could do that strategy with Senna and just have him attack with that true fear on A1. Since he's void, he should be okay. So no weak hits. This could be interesting just to get more turn meter on him. Again, with attack, that doesn't matter too much. This could be fun. Why with a triangle though? At least he has got HP in there. Flat attack doesn't do anything, but it's the ability to get this. I'm not a crit. I'm not crit capped, so this could help. Yeah, I think this will work. So let's stick with that. I'm gonna mess around with this. If this one goes away, down to 82. So then I could put on another glove. That's so rough. So you are at 158, and you're still not crit capped. You lose a lot of speed, and really, you're only in here just for that defense. I could maybe do this. This way I am at 145, which is less than Lydia. Keeps me in tune with Senna. I have Pyros here, and I'm just doing more damage. So let's do a very quick spin on this. Hang on. I don't want to be over my energy, so let's just do a quick minnow run with him. Now that he has equipment, because I just had Siggy. $18,000, okay. Yeah, slowly but surely I'm going to get Calzag going. Um, it's nice that he's got that second hit with that first hit, landing all that decreased defense and weaken. And then the second hit could do a little bit of damage. That's nice. So that's why we do want to have, him built with defense. So let's just take him on a twirl. And I got to stop saying that. That's something I've been saying quite often this past weekend. So let's go to Nightmare. Okay. Where are you at? Here we go. So what I want to do, I want to take away. So I want Senna, right? I'm just going to mirror this, and really that's it. Senna, Toshiro, Mikage, and that's the one. It's this one. And then rather than Lydia, I want Keyhulk. Boom, who's filling that out rather nicely. And then let's get Riho going. So especially when you're making a team, you want to first time you want to name your teams. So let's go with this. Not an auto. So speed up with Senna. The thing that is nice is that with Lydia we have a block buff and we don't have that anywhere else. So that's going to be troublesome. Because here, what I like to do, I like to decrease speed on Big Boy. And see, we have that overlap. We got that 172. Pretty sweet there. And now with these counterattacks, that's really going to be helpful, but I really need to get the fear going for Ram. So I'm just going to take this to Ram and then let's see how he operates. So I'm not going to transfer and go to a second form for decreased speed. With the increased speed, that's only going to help us, but really I was leaning into Lydia for that 15,000. His A1's very demoralizing, huh? Only 8,000. I mean, if he's not outpacing Riho, that's sad. So 51,000, right? Is that right? On an ally attack? Maybe I'm looking at this wrong. Like, he's here for trials, right? That's kind of the big one, and we get any damage out of him that's really sweet. So 636, 656, so like 20. Yikes! Again, his big thing here is being a chimera dude, right? Not necessarily seeing that, but it's putting out there these debuffs that's going to get us those trials. And really, the big thing that I'm aiming for now is just getting this 3-star basalt. Like, that's obtainable, and I think really quintessential to anybody's um, yeah, quintessential to getting them going in Chimera. Like here, that would be awesome. And that's the other thing we're going to be messing up on, is that we're not going to have a block buff here. And then the block active skills. If we can get to 4, that'd be awesome. The 4-star basalt. But that's going to be rather difficult since we don't have anybody with block buffs. Unless if I'm missing it, then, which is fairly common. 198, not bad, but it's only going to go up when he's fully mastered, or at least I hope so. And again, he's not crit capped, so it's a bummer. All right, round 5. We're going to transform fairly shortly, 22,000. I enjoyed the fact that he's not a straight up damage dealer. Like, that's neat, but I do want damage out of him. Here we go. So he should be attacking him. Great. Okay. Senna picks him up, and we should get a fear. Beautiful. Okay. And I realize we don't have that increase accuracy from him. That fear procced on him, so he couldn't go. So he's going to die. That's fine. Because we're just messing around with this. I wanted to make sure that he's good. So, yeah, interesting. I expected a little bit more damage. He has unkillable and all that fun stuff, so resistance would have been helpful, right? But it's not paramount, or at least I don't think so. But yeah, first go around, I am a little bit disappointed, but I could see the strategies with them for trials. Does he beat like a Titus team and all that stuff? I don't know. I don't have a Titus team built, so I don't know if he's going to be in like the top echelon of that stuff. But it is fairly interesting to play with them, and we have a one-stop shop, so to speak, with them. As you see, I'm on 0 trials, but that's stuff for me to work on. So it could be a fun one here. I'm getting good points from Toshiro. So, just to make sure, Riho, I just want to make sure that all those debuffs that she is placing, I'm not missing a block debuff there. So, yeah, no block debuff there. So then, really, the question is, would I take a Lydia? Like, Lydia does a lot in there with the block active skills here and the block buffs. That's pretty big, and the fear. So the increased speed, I'm not too worried about. The strengthen is nice, and I have her in cruelty blessing. I don't necessarily need damage coming out of her, so that's why I didn't do it. Nature's Bounty kicks in a few times, or I've seen Nature's Bounty coming out of her. I don't necessarily see the necessity for it. I mean, I guess the fear turns into true fear, but like, okay. Whatever. Anyways, I this is just a quickie. This is obviously gone a little bit further, but I think I if you want to get damage out of somebody who's putting out decreased defense in weekend, I guess Keyhulk does come into play here. I don't. The relic may not be the best here. I mean, he's dealing 2% more damage if all allies are alive. That's great, but you know, more would be great. Right? Um, we'll see. So Feral Forum, and he's not all the way. Like there's like definitely a decreased percentage chest would be awesome. I don't know if I have one in Feral, but that would definitely help. Um, apparently I do. Losing 30 speed is a lot, man. I don't want to lose any speed. And crit. So obviously there's some room for improvement here. So version 1 Keyhulk, okay, cool. Let's run with them. I got them. So I'm kind of pumped. Definitely going to be working on them. It only took me 20 voids, which is remarkable. I don't really have that luck. So that was really, really good. Yeah, that I don't care about that. I think this will be the play here. Um, or if I want to go nuts, perhaps opportunist, because I don't think I'm going to get 30% damage out of them. So I would have to go potentially a whirlwind of death, which doesn't make sense if he's a boss killer. You know, he's not going against shields. Huh. So because I want opportunist, I have to go whirlwind of death. And the reason why I want this is because I know I'm putting out fear and with counterattack to get more damage out of them, right? So, and he's going to be doing a lot of counterattacking too, so this makes sense. Well, no, that's the enemies killed. This one makes sense to get down a Helm Smasher. So then Blood Shield, again, bosses. So I don't. He transfers those debuffs, so that doesn't even count. So I'm gonna have to go methodical, but this allows me to get this going. Or Pressure would be awesome, but I'm gonna stick with Helm Smasher. It's not gonna extend any of that. It's not gonna heighten any chances, and I don't need that. So really just stats here. I want to be stat hungry? No. Turn meter there. Interesting. Let me go back to the laboratory with Keyhulk and let's figure him out. Um, I'll give you an update when I get him. I'll do version 2 rather shortly. May not happen this week, but maybe next week. But yeah, man, got Keyhulk. Let's have some fun with them. I'll showcase my progress with them. Find me on Twitch, No One My Chomsky, and let's see let's see that progress together. Right? Until then, take care.